Hello everyone, so I'm here today to do a recent purchases video. So this is where I run through basically all the things that I have purchased beauty related recently, just so you know what I have and you can let me know if you want a review or any information about any of the products that I mention. I haven't filmed one of these since the Priceline 40% off skincare sale back in August, but I did actually make a blog post about one in October, which is about products I purchased in September. So this is kind of a summation of things that I've purchased in October as well as up until now in November. I wanted to get this filmed because IMAT is this weekend and I want to have a separate video for IMAT because it's going to be largely brush related, and I also wanted to have a separate video if I do decide to purchase any Christmas products. So this is just the stuff I've purchased since my last recent purchases post, so let's just get started. I'll try and go in order just to make sure that I cover everything. First, I'll go with some products that I bought, which I remember being a 50% off sale, but it might have been 40% off selected brands at Priceline, and I decided to finally take the opportunity to purchase some products from Bourjois because I've actually never really tried anything from Bourjois, and I decided to try some of their foundations. First, I picked up the Bourjois Healthy Mix Radiance Reveal foundation. It's been sitting in my drawer, so it's gotten a little bit funny, but I got this in the shade number 51. I purchased this back in the beginning of October, and I haven't yet used it. I'm trying to finish up some other foundations, try some other things out as well, but I've only ever heard amazing things about this foundation and I've always wanted to try it, so I purchased that one. I also purchased a new release. This is the Bourjois City Radiance Brightening Effect Finish and Even Complexion. It's kind of like a BB cream foundation. It's an anti-pollution shield, which I think is like supposed to be a protective layer on your skin, but it also had SPF 25 in it. So I picked that up in the lightest shade, which is Rose Ivory, and it is a little bit yellow on my skin. I have used this one so far, but I think it's pretty good and I really like the packaging. I wish more foundations came in packaging like this. It's so easy to travel with and just throw in a bag, but it does look a little bit cheap, I guess, but picked up that one as well. And then since then I decided to try out some high-end new releases. The first one I picked up is what I'm wearing on my lips today. This is the Nars Velvet Lip Glide in the shade Playpen. These products have been getting a lot of hype on YouTube and in the blogging community. I'm pretty sure probably because Nars sent these out to a lot of people, but also it's just a very nice formula. In a world of matte liquid lipsticks, I really like this. I decided not to purchase from this range when they first came out because I don't like matte liquid really drying lipsticks. I prefer something with a bit of sheen. I prefer something that has a bit of slip to it. These though, after I read a really excellent review by Hello October, she mentioned how these are more velvety and slippy and don't actually dry down matte, so I thought that sounded really nice and comfortable. Decided to purchase this shade, which is my favorite from the range. I think it's the third lightest or something like that. They've got a few different nudes, and as you can see it's kind of like a pinky coral color, and it is really nice and comfortable. I do find that when it dries down I get like kind of a ring around my lips, but a lot of liquid lipsticks tend to do that. What I love about it is this is what I think about when I think about a liquid lipstick. It feels exactly like a bullet lipstick. It just applies with a doe foot. It also has a really nice doe foot, and it's the one that's kind of like double flat sided, if that makes any sense. It's just really nice and easy to apply, so I've been loving that, especially in the lead up to summer. And another new release that I decided to pick up, this is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Invisible Cover Stick Foundation. The main reason I wanted to pick this up was because Jaclyn Hill made this her ride or die all-time favorite foundation, and I just really trust her. So I decided to pick it up when I saw that it was in stock in Sephora. I was a little bit disappointed because the one that I picked up was actually opened when I took it out of the box. Someone had opened it and taken off this little cap and then nicked it with the side. It didn't look like it had been used, but someone had definitely opened it, which kind of grosses me out, but that's okay because I did sanitize it. This is pretty weird because I think stick foundations are having a real come up and I'm not actually sure why. Like, stick foundations to me feel very 80s, 90s, like back when we were looking for like super innovative makeup products. But I don't know, they're just releasing a lot at the moment and I decided to pick this up. I'm wearing it today. I have been wearing it a lot recently and I do like it. I just don't know if it's like the best thing ever. Though I will say it is a very reliable base. Like, I don't find it wearing off patchy on my skin. I don't think it's too dewy. It's definitely not matte. It's more of a satin dewy finish. But anyway, more thoughts on this one to come in the blog. Otherwise, I just picked it up recently. And then the rest of the products that I have in this little basket are from the Priceline 40% off cosmetic sale recently. I decided to go in and just kind of treat myself because I very rarely purchase from the drugstore nowadays, and a 40% off sale is exactly the time when you should be purchasing from the drugstore. The first two things I picked up were repurchases as backups, so the two products I'm currently using, but I wanted to get them at 40% off. The first is the L'Oreal Super Liner Perfect Slim. This is the eyeliner that was in my giveaway over the weekend, and it's the liner I'm using at the moment. Just a really nice thin felt tip liner. And I also picked up the L'Oreal Brow Artist Plumper in the shade Transparent. This is what I use to set my brows. I just think it's really easy, and for 40% off, it was a good deal. I also decided to get another liner from L'Oreal. This is the Super Liner Mat-Mattic, and I think this is the same thing as the Gel-Matic, but a different name. But basically it's just like a twist up black pencil liner, and I think it's supposed to be like a gel. I'm not entirely sure. I'm finding conflicting information online, but I picked that up because I really like gel liner in pen form. The Hourglass one is my favorite, and I decided to try something a bit new. I also decided to try out a few different single eyeshadows. The first one, also from L'Oreal. I get a lot of things from L'Oreal when they're 40% off because I think they're really overpriced otherwise. This is one of their Color Riche L'Ombre Pure, I think. So just a gel infused eyeshadow single. This is in the shade Café Saint Germain, and it is a kind of taupey purple shade. It's a really interesting texture. What people describe it as is similar to ColourPop or similar to the MAC, I can't even remember what it's called, but like the limited edition ones that MAC puts out. I think it is really interesting because it's incredibly smooth, but it's also quite sheer, and I just think it's really nice. I'm wearing it on my lids today, but with a base underneath, so it's not super accurate, but I'm really liking that. I waited a long time to purchase this, and I'm glad I finally did. And then because I just was feeling like it, I picked up two of the NYX, what do they call it, Prismatic shadows. This one is Golden Peach and this one is Girl Talk. I've heard a lot about Girl Talk in the past. The only thing that's a little bit sad is when I opened it on the way home, the shadow has actually fallen out of the pan, so I need to be a little bit careful with it. But I have heard from a lot of people that that can happen, that these are really fragile eyeshadows. So if you can see, it's kind of like a pinky duochrome, that one. And then the Golden Peach is definitely more of an orange peachy color. And this is pretty unusual for a color for me, but I thought it was nice, and it might be nice during summertime to have a little bit of a peachy shadow. So I picked up those three singles. And then because I couldn't stop myself, I picked up two lip glosses. The first one, again, from L'Oreal. This is one of their L'Oreal Color Riche or Infallible, no, it's Infallible lip glosses. This is a cream finish, and it's in the shade Fight For It. I was really intrigued by these when they first came out, but I decided not to purchase them. They've got a little foot which looks exactly like the YSL feet on their kind of lip products, and it's just a really nice cream coral pink. I think it'll look really nice during summer again. And the last one is a NYX Butter Gloss. I used to have a NYX Butter Gloss, but it went bad, so I threw it away and decided to pick up another one in a different color. This is in the shade Creme Brûlée, and I just liked it because it was a nice nudie color. I thought I could wear it more often than the other one I had, which was Peach Cobbler, which is a bright orange. So the last thing I have to mention in this video is the most exciting. I debated purchasing this for months, and if you follow the weird comments that Lauren and I from Lauren May Beauty leave on each other's channels, she knows that I was thinking about purchasing this for myself for a present. I decided to leave off on it. There's a lot of discussion around these products online, and I completely agree with the people who say you shouldn't buy them. There's too much eyeshadow in them. They're incredibly overpriced, and it's just not really worth it if you're not a makeup artist or a bit of a weird collector. But Just Buy the Makeup is her YouTube channel. She recently was talking about how Beauty Babe was having 30% off if you purchase like over £100 worth of products, and I thought that was pretty fortuitous because I had just been browsing Beauty Babe recently and saw that they were selling these products and had thought about purchasing it. So I thought that if I could get it for 30% off, it was worth it to me. And again, I debated for ages and then finally purchased it. It actually arrived this morning and I'm really excited about it. This is the Natasha Denona eyeshadow palette. I'm silly and actually have no idea what the full name is, but I will leave it down in the description box. Obviously, this is the full 28 pan eyeshadow palette and not the 5 pan palettes. I was thinking about getting a 5 pan palette, but I knew if I got the 5 pans, I would always want the 28 pan, and it would be harder to justify because I would already have like 3 to 5 of the shades already. So that's basically how I worked it out for myself. So this is what it looks like. I went with the blue purple colorway. I think the green brown is absolutely beautiful as well, but for my coloring and what I prefer to wear, I found this one just a little bit more inspiring for me. I wear a lot of purples, I wear a lot of taupes, and I'm really intrigued by these blues. So it's a little bit messy at the moment because I've literally just finished swatching it for a blog post that I've got in the works, but I absolutely love it. I think it is so beautiful. The reason I decided to purchase it, even though it is absurdly expensive, is I am really bored with neutral eyeshadows at the moment. All the new eyeshadow releases just don't interest me at all, and I just wanted something that was fun and inspiring and something that would really make my makeup interesting again, and I think this is pretty much exactly what I was looking for. It doesn't mean I'll never purchase neutral eyeshadows again, of course. I still wear neutrals every single day, but I just wanted something that I could play with, that is absolutely beautiful, something inspiring and fun. So I decided to pick this up. I absolutely love it. I'm really glad that I got it for 30% off, and I don't regret it at all. We'll see how I go once I start using it, but I really think this was a good purchase for me. I know a lot of people are going to disagree and think this is absolutely absurd, and that's totally fine. That's up to you. Also, I'm really glad that it's got this like little sheet over the top of it. It's got all the different color codes and actual names. That's like weird information that I really like to have about my eyeshadows, but it is perforated, so you can rip that off if you want to. Please let me know if you'd like me to do a video about this palette. I know there are plenty across YouTube already about whether you should or should not buy this palette, whether it's worth it, just more information about it. I know that Kimberly Clark features this in one of her anti-hauls, I think in her palette edition anti-haul, and I completely agree with her. There is too much eyeshadow in this palette, and that's what makes it so expensive. So I don't like, brands put too much product in things that you will never finish, things that will go bad over time, so that they can hike the price up for you, and I completely understand that. I completely agree with her, and all her points are super valid, and yet I still bought it. So I'm really, really happy about that purchase, as well as all the other purchases that I showed you in this video. If you purchased any of these things recently, please let me know how you're getting on with them. If you're not going to purchase any of these things, please let me know why you've chosen not to. Or if you've just bought something else recently that you're loving, I would really like to know, especially in the lead up to Christmas. I want to know if you have already cracked into those Christmas releases. I have been seriously debating some of them, and I would love to know what you have already picked up. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.